What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another episode of the NDA Podcast with myself, Wex, and Kev. How are you doing?
Hello. I'm doing pretty well.
Doing pretty well, even though we had a few Craig hiccups. And Justin can't be here today because of me. I won't lie. I folded earlier when we were supposed to record this podcast, but well, I got sunburned, so it's karma. Yeah, we've had a busy week in the NDA. We've had 5 games of our week 2 take place so far.
It's been a weird week.
Slow week. Kev and Ryder, of course, met up in person. Got to go to Milwaukee together to participate in the regionals in Milwaukee. Both of which going 4-4.
It was
Very proud of our boys. Very, very proud of them.
I was 4-1, and
Hey, we don't have to say that.
It's better for myself. I played a lot of good players at the end.
Yeah.
And I also lost to a regional champion due to hacks. So
Yeah. I mean, we had lots to say in the second. Was it the second or third round that you and Ryder faced off?
We actually matched up in the third round. Was very sad.
It's kind of wild considering the amount of people that were there. You two got matched up against each other, but it was sad in that sense that both of you guys couldn't go through. But hey ho, it happens.
Yeah.
Nice experience, of course, and of course getting to see Ryder. Two of my favorite people meeting up. No, it's left to meet up as me, Big L. But no, that was outside of it. So first of all, congratulations to you two. I've done us proud.
Thank you.
Us proud. And yeah.
Apparently, some other people were traveling because
Germ
Yes.
Germ was on vacation. He should be back around today, tomorrow. He's facing Now, who has already played his week 3 game, but we won't go over that today. It's going over week 2 today. So that game is one of the games that we're missing out on. And you might hear a short audio clip from Kev.
maybe.
Maybe if we can get it to work later on, because Round City Rowdowns and Griff are facing off against Mac and the BC Butterfrees tonight after we record this podcast. So yeah, well, it's happening in about a few hours. I don't really know what time. I'll be in bed. I'll be fast asleep. So there's that. Them 2 games we won't have coverage of right now. But yeah, I think without further ado, we've been talking shit for a decent amount of time, so we can hop straight into game 1, and that's Ev. You faced off against Riolu in the main mud cups this week.
I did, and I feel like we're just gonna continue my conversation from my match with Will. Essentially, well, honestly, no, prep didn't go as well as I thought it did, apparently, because man's just kind of obliterated my soul with a Pokemon I did not expect him to bring. G-Max Pikachu kind of ran riots. It one-shot my Grimmsnarl. Was not a fan with Max Steel Spike. And then kind of cleaned up house after that. Was not fun. Which is, I don't know how you prep for that. A G-Max Iron Tail, I guess that is, from Pikachu. Like, how does, like, who, and what, and how? That's all I got to say. I think game 2, I adjusted very well, positioned myself much better, and I caught the dub. And game 3, he called my lead, which is kind of bad again. It just, also some unfortunate RNG went my way, which has been a theme in my recent games. I carry that into my latter half of games in Milwaukee. But
a little power hacks thing happened, which we won't talk about.
Yeah. Dude, G-Max Chungachu, I feel like I've been sleeping on it. I didn't even.
Yeah, I think we did. I think we slept on it heavily. Also because Pikachu is a C tier. I said at the start of this year in our first podcast, I feel Pikachu wasn't ranked correctly, which is completely our fault. Like, it's no one else but our fault. But Pikachu is currently our top
Also,
top
sorry,
10 for Will.
yeah, I'm like mid watching the replay again. I friggin' set up Reflect turn 1 and lived a Steel Spike, and then turn 2 misclicked and clicked Reflect again instead of Light Screen. And later in the game, I would have had +1 Spadef, Okaberry, Light Screen in front of Durant and would have lived a Flamethrower, and I didn't. So that was the big throw of the day. I misclicked. So I also got crit by his Whitelist. So yeah, I mean, I had a chance to live without a crit, I think. So just quite annoying.
Yeah. It's
But
just
yeah,
unfortunate.
I'm sorry to interrupt you. I was watching it mid. It was watching it as it happened and completely forgot about it. But yeah, Pikachu is a threat, and we kind of slept on it. Well, Will's is in B tier. G-Max Chungachu is in B tier. The one that beat me last week. No, Riolu's is in B tier.
Yeah, Will's, I think.
The ones that Will beat me with is in
C
tier, which is doing wonders for him. So good grab.
One thing we have learned is we found out your weakness, and that is B tiers. And
the last Dynamax season, I played Justin and I lost to weakness policy Max Dust Noir. Who preps for these things? No minded person preps for these things.
Honestly, for your next game against Quartz, just prep for Lapras, Umbreon, Behem, and Trevenant. Just forget about everything else, because first of all, it's Quartz. He's not bringing his S tiers. And yeah, so he's just gonna run B tiers and just gonna stomp you. Then he's gonna run G-Max. Then he's just gonna run G-Max Charger Bug and win somehow.
All I'm saying is, I have a Durant, as we all know. If this dude doesn't bring G-Max Charizard this week, I don't think he's bringing it the rest of the year. That's all. Yeah. That's all I'm gonna say.
Of course, expect the unexpected, honestly.
He's just gonna bring Manectric with Max Flare. That's it.
Literally.
Well, all right, we can move on from my misery.
Honestly, though, congrats to Riolu, gone 2-0 on the season, and we know how he's gone in week 3 already, but we won't reveal it. It's already happened, but yeah, Riolu's having a great season so far. Yeah, it's looking pretty good for him. We can go on to, actually, speaking of Quartz, go on to Quartz against Will, a matchup that happened. I actually don't know when it happened specifically.
It was right.
I think you guys were in Milwaukee at the time, but yeah, another week where Quartz doesn't bring.
Yeah, I love the Stonejourner bring from Will. Obviously the Charizard and everything. Rock does seem to be a weakness of Quartz. I mean, he did max his Lapras, but the Stonejourner put in some work low key. It was actually a really cool bring. Will lost because in game he ran min speed Mudsdale to be successful in Trick Room, and with Tailwind and something else, it didn't outspeed Manectric or something. I forget what the speed count was in game 3.
It was something like -2 speed with Tailwind. It's still the net speed.
Oh yeah, because he had Cotton Spore as well, right, or something like that, right? Is that the right one?
Yeah, it was Cotton Spore.
Yeah.
Cotton Spore, and it
still didn't outspeed because he was min speed. It was quite unfortunate. We almost saw fast Mudsdale. Well, somewhat fast Mudsdale.
I'm not sure if it was even fast Mudsdale. It was just very slow Mudsdale. Just made everything else around it slower. But honestly, Quartz, again, another coach like Riolu, who's having a very, very good season so far. 2-0. 3 right now. All these coaches having resurgences. I know Riolu had his 4-day season 1. We finished. What did Riolu finish? First overall, didn't he? And then he lost in the semis.
Yeah, he lost to Ryder in the semis.
Yeah, so Riolu had it.
Huh?
Did he lose to Mac?
No, I lost to Mac.
Okay, enough. But Yeah, Riolu. He's perfect so far. 100 or 2-0 as of week 2. I won't mention why he's did in week 3. And Quartz also 2-0. I had him on 5 points. Quartz, of course, having his great season 4, I believe. Season 3 or season 4. There, Quartz made it to the final against
Season 3. Yeah, season 3.
It was a fantastic season, of course, where the horse came from, where Celesteela got its first big showing. Like, honestly, Quartz says he's getting there. He's getting back to his glory days after a season or two. In the middle of the pack. Yeah.
I just like that Quartz has been doing. He's doing it without his S tiers too, man.
Yeah.
Like, Manetric's been a beast. So, full creds.
I've always said that Quartz is like the master of bringing funky sets, and him not bringing his S tiers once so far this season just proves that he doesn't really care about tiering. He's just like, I like these mons are good, I'm bringing them. Like, is one of the more what's the word? Not adventurous, but like one of
ballsy,
the more
yeah,
creative coaches we have.
Yeah,
and it's an honor to just sometimes. I think you said it once last season, being like Quartz just does it differently than everyone else.
I think it's during off season, man. He just he surprises me. Sometimes it's a lot better than others. But
the only way you can say some of his plays are chef's kiss. Just mwah. Oh, well. Enough dick riding. We can go on to Justin and Gummy. Justin, of course, in week 1, not having the best of games. Losing to Quartz, aforementioned, 2-0. But Kev, how did Justin fare in week 2?
I don't think Gummy was expecting the the Dynamax Rapidash Galar. Put in some work, dude. I mean, Max Psychic and Fairy Stab really helps. And I don't know if he ran like Wild Charge. I think he might have ran Wild Charge or Drill Run. It gets good coverage. It's kind of like it's kind of like bad Barraskewda. It's like the same, like kind of frail, fast and offensive with decent coverage. Yeah, Max Lightning into Braviary one shot. He just and he had Rain Dance on Meowstic to deal with Torkoal and Venu. Had the coverage to handle Venu. Like Gummy brought Haxorus. Like it just kind of all played out in Justin's hands.
Yeah.
And I think Gummy adjusted well game 2. He went for the Trick Room route, but Justin Shell Smash with Blastoise, and then Gummy ended up reversing his own Trick Room at some point, and Blastoise was able to just kind of kill everything at that point. I think Gummy realized he messed up after it happened. I would love to know exactly what was going through his mind.
Yeah, the reversing Trick Room was a weird play, which did end up losing him the game, but like maybe he just miscounted his turns of Trick Room or something. Like stuff like that can happen. Like I know it's in top screen, but sometimes you just forget stuff like that. I do it plenty. Like I'm sure we're all capable of.
I mean, yeah, we all make our own. We all, everyone that's listening has probably used a priority move in Psychic Terrain or yawned in Electric Terrain. Like, it happens.
You're saying these things when I've done both of these things in the past. Like, I think I'm pretty sure I did it both last season. Like,
we've all used a Prankster move into a Dark type, forgetting. Like, you just things happen.
I feel attacked. Like you've prepped me the most of anyone else, and you know that every time a terrain happens, I forget what it does. Like it's Psychic Terrain, and I'm just here clicking fucking Fake Out and Sucker Punch, and I'm like, oh, what am I doing? Or I'd have a Prankster on. We were prepping for my game, and I did some shenanigans to get Prankster on one of my mons. And we were in Psychic Terrain, and I was just shooting everything into Dark type. Like I was just fake tearing your Grimmsnarl. I was like, what am I actually doing? Like, I can't do anyway.
It's like you get in the zone at one point where like your brain kind of just says, "Oh, this looks good here," and there's the stipulations are just in the background, like they don't, But
stuff that we learned, like that cannonade doesn't affect water types, which I didn't know.
Yeah, like I guess because he was bringing in Braviary and he wanted the speed for it, but like Blastoise had +2 speed and it just one-shot it, and he still had a Dynamax Turtonator with weakness policy. Yeah, I just I don't really know the play, but it's just unfortunate. He just lapse of judgment, and
shit happens. And speaking of poor judgment, yeah, Justin wins 2-0, but go on to my set against Ryder, which looked
most backwards.
Which looked so promising for me after game 1.
Yeah, like in theory, dude, I like to say, I mean, you're welcome for the Max Arcanine, but he kind of just once he realized that was the thing, he played around the thing, and Ryder's special, dude.
Ryder just sees things a step ahead of me, and it's just like, what can I even do? Like I destroyed his whole team with Arcanine, then he goes, okay, yeah, I'm about that, and just little
funny thing was. In game 2, I'm in call with you, obviously muted, so I don't help you at all. But you're just like you're talking out loud, and I'm listening, and you're like, he's gonna do this? No, he might do this, but he could do this. I think, I don't know. He might switch in the Dragapult here, and he friggin' did it, and you didn't target it, and you were so mad, and it literally lost you the game.
If I target Arcanine, or if I target the Dragapult turn 1, that's just dead. Out of the way, I can just, and I probably win that. I probably actually do win that, like 4-1 maybe, because like I don't think Morpeko's are like doing much after that. I just got in my own head. I was so, everything. My head was just gone in game 2. I was so pissed. And game 3, it was more so just
game 3 question, like, why did like. Not to harp on you too hard, but like, even after you missed, so you didn't target it on turn 1.
Yeah.
Fair enough. He made a good play. Turn 2, he made an even better play, and Phantom Force, so you couldn't hit him. But then it was like free that you were able to hit him when he came back in and hit you. And you max flared into a 1 HP Morpeko.
I don't know. Like in game 3, I was just there. I think there's one time where he max guarded the Dragapult and was able just to get so much damage off onto me with Morpeko and get a speed boost, and that just turned the entire tide, and I knew I'd lost at that stage. Like, as Kev said, I was in call with him. I was just so beat up by the whole thing. I was like, oh fuck's sake, what have I done? I was like, how have I just done this? Like, I was in such a good spot, and I lost. But it's Ryder. Got a point from it. At the end of the world.
Losing against Ryder isn't as bad as you think.
No. Plus, like, I'm obviously not confident that I'm going to make playoffs or anything like that, but I'm hopeful.
You should back yourself. You should always back yourself. You are the returning champion after all.
Yeah, but like I'm confident that I can, after a loss, I can step up and go on a bit of a winning streak. But like my schedule, the good thing about my schedule is that I don't face you. But
if you're playing in our league right now, you want to play me.
No, but on the real though, like if I played you, you'd go on a winning streak. Just like you could lose like 9 games in a row, and then you play me week 10 and beat me. I don't know what it is.
I mean, those games are different.
You always face week 10 for some reason, and you always beat me. And I was like, oh well, opposite is. Like, but anyway,
it is what it is.
Yeah, like looking at my schedule ahead, I have a stretch of 4 games where I have Enver, who I don't really know anything about, you boy. He's 2-0 right now, playing really well. Justin, who usually I play well against Justin, but again, it's Justin. Don't know what he could do. Gale is playing really well right now, and then Quartz is playing really well as well right now. It's not to harp on about anyone, like say anyone that's playing bad.
You play Griffin next.
Yeah, I mean, I have only seen one game from Griffin. I don't know what he's really like capable of this season, and I was against a new coach, so I don't know how to judge it. So, like, I don't know what to prepare for, sort of thing in my head, because he's only played one game. It was against a new coach.
Very true. Speaking
of new coaches,
speaking of new coaches,
we had and our final game to talk about today. It's our two new coaches, the Moss Deep City Mud Gibson Swamp,
and
the Denver Nummels.
We saw a Max Shellos in this game. I just want to make that known to everyone. Not Gastrodon.
I'm here for it.
Shellos.
The more I see Swamp, the more I like him because of shit like this. I know it was probably a last-ditch attempt in Game 2, but however, I like the way this man thinks. Like, Max Shellos, I never thought I'd see today.
I wonder if he was unaware, Clef.
And of course,
he has to deal with fake tears.
Can't forget one thing, Kev. Shellos, best Shellos.
Oh yeah, blue Shellos easily best. If you're rocking pink Shellos or Gastrodon, you can't be trusted. I think that's a pretty well-known statement. Like,
I mean, it's just blue
we're not
Shellos,
friends.
Blue Shellos, best Shellos. Yeah.
Swamp also made some questionable plays in this game. He yawned into safeguard. That was interesting.
When I was watching the game, I didn't realize the Clef set up safeguard at all.
Third one, it literally clicked safeguard, and then the next turn he yawned.
I know, but I didn't notice it either, and I was like, oh, whatever. And then when I clicked, I was like, wait a second. Like, I would have missed, honestly, I probably would have missed it as well. Because I'm just that clumsy with myself. I'm just. We did see GMAX Grimstone as well, which I liked. From your boy, so. Your boy is looking very. Looking scary. I won't lie.
He's got a good team.
It's a very solid team. A lot of offensive power with like some Blastoise and Cinderace.
He got some big libs as well. His Grimstar lived on 4 and one shot a Crawdon after landing a Power Whip. And then his Blastoise lived on 5 and got the one-shot Golurk with a Max Geyser. So, I mean, he had a Cinderace in the back if he stalled Trick Room enough, but, I mean, he wasn't really stalling because he lived on very low amounts. And Crawdon got kind of, like, he kind of got greedy and Swords Danced with Crawdon. I don't... It's not the best play.
There was another
when you could just get the KO, but you know.
Rewatching this game, there's another one or two things that like I'm looking at, and yeah, Swamp should have just seen it. Like, Grimstone out Dynamax, you probably don't expect it, but he used Heavy Slam onto it, expecting it, which you can't use Heavy Slam on a Dynamax Pokemon.
Like I said, that's another one of those things, man.
Yeah. He was in Misty Terrain and he tried to use Will-O-Wisp. That's just little things. Honestly,
it was looking up game 2 when he switched in the Shellos, but you know, Water Spout, the spread moves, they still hit the other opponent, and his friggin' Hatterene still lived on 1, which was impressive because I'm pretty sure it was weakness policy. But
honestly, though, your boys play really well. I know you said last week that he won one of the divisions in the league, in another league that you're in, so obviously congratulations to him there. Obviously a very competent coach. I'm grateful that he's in the league, so could we be seeing the rise of a new champion? Who knows? I hope not. It's me. I hope not. I hope we stick with the champions we have, okay? I like it.
I also learned that Shellos is a pure water type. I did not know that. I saw a wild charge into it, and I said, "Huh?" Like, well, how? But I mean, Grax Grimsnarl was a good adjustment here. And Heavy Slam, yeah, that was quite unfortunate. But between Starfall and obviously Max Power Whip into Shellos was a good bring, so fair dues.
Yeah. Right now, we can do it correctly. Ev is going to talk for a little bit about Rhyme City Rhydons against the BC Butterfrees. So Kev, if you're there, take it away. And if you're not there, or if you're here coming back from us here in Kev, come back. That's how that game went. If not, I'll do a little synopsis of the game.
Future me knows it was a thrilling game.
A great game, honestly. Yeah. We'll see if the edit works. If not,
you'll get a little quick summary.
You'll get a little summary on screen. It's what you'll be reading right now.
And we can cut to me doing Mal versus Germ real quick as well.
Well, I won't.
Or that was already in the other one. I don't know. This is gonna be a mess, but
I think Mel and Germ probably won't be after happening by the time this is up.
We shall see.
We shall see. You might get a little synopsis. Who knows?
I'll give you a little prediction. Let's see. Germ coming back from holiday. He's got the Togekiss Excadrill. Mal's got Prim, Dracozolt. Prim looks kind of good here. Prim looks really good here. If he can,
I'm gonna say Mel 2-1.
Yeah, I think a Prim Dracozolt lead's pretty good here, to be honest. Just his 2 S tiers. I like that matchup. I'm gonna say Mal 2-1 as well. Or 2-0. Okay, it's gonna be Mal, unfortunately. Germ's gonna be a little out of it from vacation, so.
Speaking of predictions, back due to popular demand is myself and Kev. We're doing some predictions this year.
Yeah, we're gonna do some quick fire predictions.
Okay, so 2 of the games have already been played, so we won't with them. That's Name Mudkips against Chicago White Swadloons and Blackwood Baltoys against Moss Deep City Mudkips. Them games have already played. We're not gonna predict them because we can't.
You know why I've been losing, Wax? Because I haven't been here predicting that I'm gonna win 2-0, baby, 2-0.
He's picking 2-0. Okay. Well,
we backed ourselves.
Sadly, Kev, the podcast is not gonna agree with you. I'm predicting a 2-1 win for Quartz. Quartz has been on a
whoa.
Quartz has been on a roll this season. Okay? I'm saying 2-1 Quartz as well because I feel like you might have a cheeky game in you. But you said, I can use Durant. He has a G-Max Charizard, the Togetic. That's got to
all I'm saying is Durant outspeeds and gets access to Rockfall. All I'm saying.
All you're saying. So okay, Togetic's dead, but I'm pretty sure Durant is definitely not.
All I'm saying, also Barraskewda outspeeds and ignores redirection. All I'm saying.
Say no. Okay. I mean, you'll have your ways. I'm sure you will. You're thinking of them, but also, Quartz is a master of B tiers. We have found out your weakness this season is B tiers. You are fucked.
No.
Moving on to the next game. Will Gummy.
Yeah, this is gonna be interesting. Very interesting. Very, very, very interesting. With Sun Up and like a Tailwind from Whimsicott, Chandelure and Venusaur have the same speed.
Yeah.
Quite interesting.
Which is why I kind of like Will 2-0 here, personally.
His answers in Chandelure
very limited.
I don't think they exist, to be honest. So
the only thing I can see for Gummy is if he goes Trick Room and does Torkoal like Earth Power Eruption sort of stuff, because chance them.
I'm gonna need like Dark type Silvally as well, or something as like a ghost, or like a normal type Silvally. We go a normal type Silvally? Question mark. Normal type Assault Vest Silvally. Bring it back.
Like if Gummy goes Trick Room, the only thing I can see Will doing the counter is like an Iron Bomb Mudsdale to underspeed the Torkoal. Other than that, like outside of Trick Room, Will I just think it's a better matchup overall. I just like Will's team slightly better. This comes from someone who's used the Sun team in the past. I don't know. It seems like you're kind of trapped into a corner when it comes to doing stuff, and you're not able to kind of express or that creative things that you're able to do with other mons. Like Torkoal, you're only ever going to run like the Corruption, Earth Power, Tech, and I don't even know something else. Like
Yeah.
you're kind of trapped into a corner about what you can do. So and like Will's competent enough to be able to predict what he's going to do, and just we saw obviously you saw firsthand him using Max Overgrowth with Excelgor on you.
Yeah, I mean, low key, he could just bring Pikachu again and go ham. So, like, who knows?
That's my prediction for that game. So I said 2-0 to Will. You?
Yeah, I'll say 2-1 or 2-0 to Will as well.
Okay. I'm just actually going to write all these down for you as well, so you don't forget. So you said you 2-0, and you said what are you saying for Will?
2-1. We'll give Gummy a game.
1. Ryder and Germ. This one for me is going to be interesting because I'm coming back from vacation. Ryder coming back from 19-hour layover flight.
His flights I don't even want to talk about it. It's actually horrifying to see
So
how long that
horrible.
dude sat.
Has a 19-hour layover flight.
Luckily,
from Las Vegas.
he was in Vegas and could. It's not a bad place to be stuck if we're honest. So
no. Honestly,
but it's like gonna be back and forth. Like Togekiss looks good until you see Bisharp.
That's good until you see like him on top of it. Oh no, 19 him on top, and then Bisharp loves that. Overall, though, I think Ryder just has more firepower, or ways to just get around. Germ has. I don't even know what Germ. Unless Germ pulls out the Vulpix again this week. I'm gonna just say Ryder 2-0, honestly.
Yeah, I will back Ryder as well. Probably 2-0. I mean, it's Ryder we're talking about here. Like, no. Like, this isn't a part to anyone when you say, "Oh, you play Ryder." That's gonna be rough.
Like, I wouldn't. Like, personally, if I was predicting me against Ryder, I would never give myself a 2-0 win against him.
I would. But that's me.
Yeah, but you're a cocky little shit, so.
Hey, I'm a cocky medium shit.
Speaking of cocky people, we have me against Griff. I'm gonna predict 2-1 myself. It's based on the premise that I don't really know what Griff's capable of this season. He played a new coach and lost. I don't know what. Like that was week 1 as well. Right now I don't really.
Dude, I don't know, man. He's got the Gastrodon. Gastrodon wrecks your ass. Holy sh!
Thing is, it could very.
Gastrodon wrecks your whole team. You gotta bring the Ludi. All you have is Ludi. That's it.
That's what you think.
That's all you have is Ludi.
I mean, if that's what you think, that's what you think. I have my other.
Yo, 2-0 Griffin.
Oh, Griffin. Okay.
Gastrodon the glory.
Someone's salty that I predicted against him.
Bro, tell me Gastrodon doesn't go ham. Say it with a straight face.
I'll let you think that.
Say it with a straight face. Tell me Gastrodon doesn't go ham.
I'm not saying.
Alright then, that's what I thought. It's what I thought.
You can think Gastrodon. You can think what you want about Gastrodon. I'll leave it. Think what you want, but we can go into a review. That's the Denver Numels. How do you pronounce that Pokemon? Numel?
I say Numel.
Yeah, Numel. Okay, I'm going to call it Numels from now on. The Denver Numels against the BC Butterfrees. And personally, it's weird, but it's actually a difficult matchup to predict. We haven't seen a whole lot of the likes of Philip or Seismitoad like heavy from Mac so far. I do kind of like it. Low key. Does Cinderace?
Seismitoad versus. What are we saying?
Because your boy doesn't have a lot of grass options to counter the Seismitoad. The only thing I can see him going is a Ditto. Even then,
Ditto's Pog.
Very
I'm saying Numel 2-0 over Mac because Swoobat's coming and it's gonna go ham.
I was saying the Numel's 2-1.
On a more serious note, let's actually, dive into this. Well, he does have Fake Out. It can stop Clefairy, Snorlax a bit. Rain does look kind of decent. He does have a Blastoise that kind of eats up Rain. Like, I don't know. I mean, Seismitoad gets Power Whip. Could be I don't know if you said that already. I was half listening.
That's the only thing I was thinking is like if he goes Ditto against Seismitoad.
Yeah, Ditto could be kind of sick. Yo, you can't set up. Yo, imagine he goes Belly Drum Snorlax and then dude just switches in Ditto.
Yeah, legit. That's what I said. Like, I said that I was saying like Mac could get a cheeky set by doing something like that, like setting up in some way where he doesn't have Ditto. But I think Boy might be able to maneuver his way around and get a.
Also, the little fat Ditto versus big fat Ditto derby and actual Ditto. So we got all kinds of Dittos over here, bro.
Ditto.
It's actually nutty.
But yeah, honestly, that should be.
I'm gonna say 2-1 to your boy.
Okay, 2-1. Okay.
Yeah.
I believe with that.
I believe Mac has a chance, but we'll see. Yeah. I'll end with that.
And with that, I think that's all the time we have this week. Thank you for joining me. It was an absolute pleasure.
Thanks for not dodging the podcast and sitting down to record.
Okay.
Unfortunately, Justin was here today to record, and Wex said, I'll be around after the morning, and then it was like after the morning, and then he wasn't there, so yeah.
I was on the beach till 7 p.m., so I mean, you blame me. I'm a little sunburned. And by a little, I mean I'm pretty bad, but oh well. Yeah, that's just the Irish in me, I guess. So yeah, that's all we really have to talk about. A nice little short podcast, about 35-ish minutes, I feel. And yeah, hopefully you guys will see this maybe Wednesday, maybe Thursday. Don't know. I really don't know. But yeah. Thanks for watching, guys. It's been an absolute pleasure. We'll see you next one. Peace.
Peace.